So you're stuck in a position that you don't want to be in. It doesn't seem to necessarily be the knowledge, because you watch lots of videos but you feel like there's nothing left to learn. Well, see, that's actually the issue, is that we see things like we have nothing new to learn when maybe the information might be in front of us. And if you watch the rest of the video, then I'll probably go into why this is the case. See, in human psychology, there's this thing called confirmation bias. We tend to gravitate to things that actually confirm what we already believe, as opposed to things that would teach us something new. For example, let's say you're into some kind of politics. You're more likely to watch the news source that supports what you already believe, as opposed to the opposing news source that might tell you something new, but you disagree with it. And see, this is actually the reason why a lot of the time we struggle to learn anything new, because we have this perception that we already know a lot as human beings and that we've already studied a lot in our field, so we have very little new to learn. So maybe your belief that you have nothing new to learn might be letting you back. And also another reason could be actually also to do with confirmation bias, that you're watching things that you're already confirmed to, that you already believe to be the truth. For example, a certain type of philosophy behind whatever field you're doing. So for example, in videography, you have this belief that everything should look very natural and non-abstract. And this is why, for example, you won't look at new videos into how to be more abstract in videography. And there's examples like this everywhere. See, confirmation bias stops us from seeing things from a new perspective and therefore learning something new. And also it could stop us from believing that there is something new to learn and therefore never really delving into new things. So the solution really is to understand that we as human beings know virtually nothing, that we actually assume we know a lot of things, but the reality of the situation is that no matter what, we've only experienced a fraction of what's possible in this world. And that means that there's plenty for us to learn all the time. I was also stuck in this perspective before where I thought there was nothing really new to learn. Every single video I would watch, for example, on investing seemed to have the exact same piece of knowledge, the dollar cost average on an ETF. But the knowledge was hidden behind why they were doing it. And when they said why they were doing it, and I sort of delved deeper into that, I realized that there was actually things that they just didn't want to say out loud, but they were giving me the tools to think for myself as to how I should use that knowledge and come up with similar sort of solutions. See, a lot of the time you need to read between the lines to actually understand something new, because people don't necessarily want to spoon feed it to you for several reasons. Maybe if they told you why things were going well for them, it wouldn't work for them anymore. Maybe it's only a one and done scenario where only one person can do it. Regardless of other reasons, and I'm sure there's plenty of other reasons why a lot of people don't want to just spoon feed you knowledge, there are plenty of people out there that are incredibly knowledgeable and are trying to subtly give you knowledge. And so you need to sort of read between the lines and have an open mind and try and decipher what they're saying as opposed to just take it at face value. See, I imagine that the best students in different fields, they're not just listening to, for example, what the best way to invest, or what is the best type of business model to make, or what type of YouTube content should I make. Maybe they're looking more towards what makes a YouTube video good, what makes a business model good, because these abstract sort of ideas of what makes things successful as opposed to what they should be doing is really what they should be focusing on. This abstract level of thought and understanding and open-mindedness should allow you to learn something new from your own developed philosophies in ways that usually you wouldn't really consider to be knowledge, but I think that's actually where the deepest form of knowledge is found. To end today's video, we've got a quote. Essentially, the reason why a lion is the king of the animal kingdom isn't because of his strength. It isn't because of his knowledge, and it isn't because of his size. If it was because of his size, it would be an elephant. If it was because of the strength, it would probably also be an elephant. If it was because of the knowledge, then it would probably be a monkey. But the reason why a lion is the king of the animal kingdom is because of what he does and his mentality around what he does. So anyway, I'll see you next time, guys.